As Fun Function would say, good Monday morning, but it's not Monday, it is Saturday. So here we are, we're going to do part 3 of this portfolio, these portfolio ideas, and it's going to be done in React for those of you who are coming to this new. So I'm just looking at different ideas, but it is Saturday, so I have a lot more time. We can take our time to look over these portfolio ideas and do questions, Q&A and stuff. So I'm pretty excited. Good Saturday morning. Sorry about that there for you guys that came. You know, going live always has its issues, as I always say, but here we are. We're going to do portfolio part 3. For those of you who are new or who haven't seen this, I'm looking for portfolio ideas to refresh my own personal website because it is in need of a dire update. I made my portfolio website when I was when I just started, and I took a long break, so it's definitely not indicative of my skills in both design and web development. So here we are. It's definitely something to look into when you're a web developer. It's really crucial that you stay on your personal branding and stuff. So that's what I'm doing, making sure that, you know, I'm always professional, and that's not just you know, like, hey, do I need a new job? It's also for clients, you know, and just being a professional, you should have a professional appearance. And within this, you know, this kind of industry or this kind of niche, it's more important than ever to have a social media brand. Because it's done by skill and stuff, and so if people want to know, you know, who you are and how well you know your stuff, you have to show it. And in order to get that out there, the social media is the best or the cheapest way to do that. So we're making a new portfolio. Thanks for sticking around, John and Dev. I'll go ahead and put the comments up soon. We'll wait for some more to come through. Let's just do as we always do and get this thing a rolling here. I'm gonna go ahead and pop out these chats. I know I'm a little earlier today. We'll see if that works. What, John, for you it's probably something like 9 o'clock or something out there, so I don't know for sure. Give me just a moment. And let me know if you guys have any suggestions or anything. I know I had someone comment last time about looking into something. I've been busy. I've been doing a lot of, by a lot, I mean two videos. I just wanted to get them out there. 5:40 p.m. That's not too bad. By the way, John says it's 5:40 p.m. there. So yeah, let's go ahead and get those chats up. It's nice to see them there, getting put up there pretty soon. Appreciate it when you guys do that. It helps out a lot. Okay, so let me show you what I've been working on first, and then we'll get into some portfolio stuff, because it's only been, what, 4 minutes. We'll wait a little bit to get people here, and if you have any questions, just let me know, John, or need Dev. Give me just a minute here. Pull out the chat so we can all see it when we're going through this stuff. How's things over across the pond, I guess, as they would say. I think it was Romania. Is that where you're from, John? Let me know in the comments. Alright, almost have this chat done, or popped out, and we'll keep on going. Pop out the chat, enable chat, slow mode. Oh, this thing. Okay. Appreciate your patience, guys. There we go. Hey, Armador. Nice to see you again. What's up? Were any of you guys at Dylan or Code Tutorial 360's live stream yesterday? I know I saw a few there. Let me know. Or by yesterday, I mean last night. So let me go ahead and pull up my videos. Just go ahead and minimize me. I'm going to minimize the webcam when I go on screen, just because it's so big, and it doesn't need to be. Alright, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. So here we go. Here is the what I've been working on. So acting like a professional versus being one, and then dealing with negative people. Now I know I did this before, but I thought I'd do it in a more structured way. So if you saw that live stream, there's another like condensed one, or if you haven't, there's one. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's 5:40 for me too. Cool, Romania. Peeps in chat, what's up? 2 people from Romania. That is amazing. Pretty cool, guys. I appreciate you guys coming over, spending time with your boy, as Dylan from Coding Tutorials 360 would say. For those of you who don't know, since Dylan has already said, we are going to do a collab. So that'll be awesome. And I'm pretty sure you already know what his channel is, but let's go ahead and take a look anyways. Coding Tutorials 360. So this is his channel. I actually used one of his videos to brush up on some like array stuff. I think it was Shift, and I actually used that to help me in my production app. So yeah, Dylan, yeah. So Coding Tutorials 360. He's legit, man. He knows more than me. So, and all right, well, let's get on to this portfolio stuff that we were talking about. So. Portfolio ideas. You know what I think I'll do first is actually look up like best designed web developer portfolios and try to like take those ideas and just put them into a React portfolio. Yesterday in the live stream we looked up specifically React portfolios. And I don't know if that was the best way to go about it, because we got portfolios that weren't necessarily good, or excuse me, were designed, you know, good or up to that professional level, but they were done in React. So no offense to anyone that has their portfolio that I looked at like that, but you know, I want to, you know, I want to make it look as dope as possible. So. Yeah, here's Free Code Camp. Free Code Camp is legit. Let's go ahead and look at them there. Let's see here. How's everyone doing, by the way? I think I asked a few of you, but you know, let me know how you guys are doing. What you're doing today, Saturday, I think. Yeah, all around the world. so, okay. So this is a blog that we have from Code Camp. Oh yeah, we looked at this. I like this. The thing about these portfolio websites is they're like one page. And that's okay. That's not a big deal. That's what you have. You know, a few projects and everything. Dejan Mavoric is what we're looking at right now. I do like that transition in. I think it's just like on load. Let's go ahead and try to refresh that. You could do something like animate, slide in, slide out. Bootstrappy. Bootstrappy? Is that what you're saying about this portfolio? I know it's kind of crazy. Like you can just see like something, you're like, oh, that's a Bootstrap theme, even when it's not. So, I mean, this is it for his page. It's kind of lonely. Let's go see what he has back in 2017. No, it's just one page. You know, I think we can strive for more. It does look nice though. Henry says, should you go all out for your portfolio? Like I want to apply for React Review or something like Bulma CSS or something. I mean, that's up to you. This is my feelings on it, and you need to have something, and I've been having a hard time doing that because I like perfection, and but sometimes you just got to get something out there, right? And with YouTube specifically, what I've been able to do is actually just make a ton of videos, and sometimes they're good and sometimes they're not, but the more you do them, the better it's going to get. Now with web development, for me, it's a little bit harder, just because one, it's so complex. So when you need to do something, it takes a lot of time, right? It takes just to know how to do something, let alone do it right. But the other thing is that that's going to be out for a while. You know, you build a production app or something like that, and that application is going to be out for, you know, it can be like 3 years or more sometimes. So you know, I want to make it right. I don't think it'll be out for 3 years, but you know, at least 2. And so I want to make sure that it's good. Maybe even more so than I would normally do. But just having projects in general should be good. So that's what my opinion is. Armador says, let's see. Give me just a moment here. Uh-oh. I did something on the computer. Okay, Armador says, you changed camera angles. Looked very cinematic. Thank you very much. I do my best. I have 2 cameras, and I just try to kind of switch it up to get, keep that visual interest when you guys are here, or whoever's here. I may not be the biggest channel, but I want to make sure that I give the highest quality that I can within reason. There's that trade-off that we just talked about between quality and quantity. And the more quantity you do, eventually you're going to get a little more quality out of it. You can't do that all the time. You have to do a lot of studying to get up to that next level. But that's part of it. So I'm glad you liked it, pointed it out. As Gary Vaynerchuk said, you can do something for 10 years, but that doesn't make you a master, or it doesn't make you have 10 years of experience. It could be that you have 1 year experience doing it 10 times over. So that's something else to take into consideration. Let me go ahead and switch back over here to the good old portfolio stuff. I need to drink this coffee up. Henry says, do you think Udacity certificate is a nice resume buffer? Yes, I do. But there's a caveat with that. Your projects are what speaks volumes. Someone can interact with it, so they can see it, they can have an actual, have something actual that they can use, and envision that working for their company. So if you have your project out, right, and they're at a company, they might be able to say, oh yeah, this guy could totally do the front end, or this guy could do this next project, or make a landing page that we need. So yeah, hey, what's up, Rana? Thanks for coming. I'm pretty good, bro. Rana says, how are you? We're just doing some portfolio stuff on a Saturday. We have more time. I've been kind of frantic doing my live streams during lunch, but that seems to be when you guys were more active. So George says, do you think 3 projects on a portfolio is enough to start applying for a junior job? I mean, technically, you don't have to have any, but yeah, there's a trade-off. What I would do if I were you, George, is put out a whole bunch of resumes, make sure it's up, good, make sure that you have your projects done, and go from there. So yeah, I would definitely go and apply. But if you don't hear any feedback, or if you start, getting rejected or something, don't freak out. You might have to stay and get some more projects, or improve upon your projects, or do something, But it's a good way to measure where you're at. David says, what's up? What's up, David? Thanks for coming. Henry says, projects are the hard part. I made a few with tutorials, but added my own stuff, which is great. That's how you should be doing stuff when you don't know, like animations or image changes. Great job, Henry. Rana says, guys, I'm doing Code Academy, and I hope it's good. Yeah, Code Academy is great to get started. The problem is a lot of people get finished with it, and they're like, okay, now I'm a coding expert. That's not true. Not true at all. Henry says, I don't know if you can see it because my face is probably blocking the chat here. Let's go ahead and scoot this up. Henry says, excuse me. Okay, there we go. No! There we go. Henry says, Henry, not sure to include those. Not sure to include those. What do you mean by hard part? I added some images. That's fine, Henry. I mean, it's better than nothing. If it was like a blatant ripoff, I mean, I guess put it up there and just say that it was a tutorial. But if you change things, do that. Like, put that in the title or something, or when you put that, like, Andrew Mead's React tutorial with modifications or something like that, with custom modifications. So, yeah. Did we look at Raphael's? No. Cafeteria. So I'm looking at these portfolios, but feel free to ask it any questions that you want. This is Q&A and stuff. Oh yes, I've seen this before. This is a cool site. It's amazing, actually. But the problem I have with this is nothing really. I mean, I do. It takes too long for this to load, but you can go wherever you want. It's pretty cool. And then you can destroy the web page. I don't know how we did this, but I'd sure like to know if anyone does know. We have this little guy here. It's kind of like Space Invaders or something, and the thing goes. Let me make sure I don't have my desktop audio on. Nope, we're good. So I'll just go ahead and shoot. Oh, hit the D to shield and A to start the bullet time. I mean, this would be something amazing if you could make this work. But it's kind of slow right now, and I don't know if that's me or or what. It's probably just I have too many resources. Oh, there we go, spacebar. So, interesting. Oh, I got 2 pop-up chats here. Let's get rid of this one. Phaser IO, animate, JS, probably. But I don't know enough. You know, and that's the thing, is like, you can't know everything. You just find out when you need it. The last time I looked at this, I was not good at all, or I wasn't confident. But if I had to, I could definitely do that. A lot of people use Canvas or something, so this is something like a transition that you would see in Premiere Pro. This cube transition, that's very cool. I mean, this guy's stuff is on point. I would borrow a few things. It does seem a little bit clunky, but you know, here he has those tags. I think these are amazing. Just putting out your skills like tags. And this is something I want to do. We saw this in someone else's portfolio before. Definitely something to take note of. So I'm going to do that. I don't like the whole like putting stars or like graphs by your skills, because you know, what you think you're an expert in could be like really good or not. I mean, it's just all subjective. Versus like the projects, they're out there. Corey says anime JS. Like, do you mean animate or anime? Like, you know, Love High School or whatever is out there. David says that's an impressive portfolio. It's an amazing portfolio. This is my favorite one that we've seen so far, but I don't know what it's built on. It doesn't look like he has any React still. Sass, I know that now. I know Sass, and you can use it with Webpack. There's Require.js, Backbone, UX design. I would want to put that there. Animation, MongoDB. I know how to use that. You know, he's got a good portfolio, and then all these projects. Let's go ahead and take a look at one. See if it's still in production. Oh, he has like its own in. Like, he loads it up here. It is like clunky, and I don't know if that's just because I have so many resources on here. Like, I'm eating up all the CPU and GPU, which is probably part of it, but it is a little clunky. I favor performance. So if it's clean, if it's clean and the user doesn't have to think, that's better than having these amazing transitions. But if you're, you know, a developer, you probably want to show all you can do. So I get that. I don't blame it. Anime.js, I've got to look into that. That is funny sounding, you know. On YouTube, there's been a few things like anime spinner, like video, and anime basketball. So that's super funny. The anime is definitely, it feels like it's in the mainstream, but maybe I'm just getting pulled into the developer world. When I was like in high school or junior high, it was something that I tried not to tell everyone. Like, I had to buy the VHS and like have it special ordered and come to the house with the anime, so it's kind of nice to see it come out. I love it. So let's go ahead and look at a different portfolio. I do like the way the fonts work here, and it looks, you know, it has all these transitions, so it is probably loaded up, you know, at the beginning with client-side rendering. For those of you who don't know, there is 2 ways to load up a like a web page or a website, rather. Client-side rendering kind of like renders it all up front, and then you use the client to display or not display stuff, and then that will help you with speed. You know, it's on the initial load that you're going to have that, but with server-side rendering, you have to load up each page, so it's just different where you have the actual page loaded. So I feel bad. There's like a couple of guys here. They're like, "What the heck is he doing?" But I'm glad I'm here with you guys. So you know, sometimes you gotta be out there. Let's see. Any other comments? Let's go ahead and take a look at this Emily Ridge. Now, this is an older article, by the way. I think it's from 2015, so things have changed. I'm sure you know, like, things in web development change every single like month, it feels like. Show them. Could you be a little more specific with that, Corey? What you mean by show them? Like, you want to show like the anime stuff? I don't think I'll do that here, but I'll maybe we can like look it up, so I can show you what I mean by the basketball JS and stuff. I think you know what I'm talking about. Fully responsive, customized designs with WordPress. So she's a WordPress developer. I like it, but it looks so WordPressy. I would not be using this, and it's not that it's bad or anything. I'm just not a WordPress developer. Maybe someone like Pixelweb. That guy's on point. The guys you were referring to. What guys am I referring to? Put them on camera. The anime stuff? Is that what you mean? I'm sorry, Corey, if it's hard to sometimes get this lost in, it kind of gets lost in translation. Oh, no, Corey, no. I can't do that. I see what you're saying now. I can't do that. But that is funny. Yeah. Let's see. I'm getting sidetracked here. That's one thing that's hard to do on live stream. Oh, here's this guy again. We should look at dev tips. I think I've seen it and it's just a one-pager, but let's go ahead and see his portfolio. I'm sure his GitHub is more important now. He just told us about the guy. Yeah, I know. Let's see. Have any of you watched Dev Tips YouTube videos? He's not very active anymore, but he had some good stuff. Let's see here, Dev Tips. And the funniest thing is like web development spans, a lot of topics. So you can be doing code, but even then it can be different. Like I felt like Dev Tips was more like a designer, with CSS and HTML. And yes, he had jQuery and JavaScript, but most of his stuff was heavy on design, and that's not a bad thing. I myself prefer design, but definitely something that I thought was I felt from Dev Tips, and it's just like totally different than what you'll see in a lot of things, but it's still valid. Let's go ahead and I think it's on his channel here. So I'll pull it up. Henry says, hey, if you YouTube React portfolio, some kid walks up, yeah, I need dances and stuff. I will probably look it up, but I'm not going to actually, make you guys watch it, unless you guys think that's something we could do. Rage Mode says, oh man, that sucks. Okay, give me just a moment here. Corey says, you should make an opinionated video such as top 5 web dev languages. Dude, I only know 3, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And even for like the back end, it's Node. So I can't be as opinionated as I would like. Otherwise, it would be on like false basis. I mean, I don't know anything about that. Who would make an opinion about something they don't know? I mean, that sounds crazy. I know I'm being a little bit sarcastic here, but I would have to have more experience. Henry says, the live demo link is what I would want you to check out, not the video though. Okay, Henry, we'll go ahead and take a look at that. And HTML is a markup language, exactly. Like markup, CSS is also markup. So, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, ES6, but that's still JavaScript. And, you could argue that Sass is kind of like a in-between markup / programming, but it's not dynamic. So, and minus media queries. So yeah. M&S Oddsmear says, Dev Tips help me start. Yeah, he's a good guy. John says, I think his website is travisnelson.com. Nice spacing those out. And then David says, hey Ricky, what resources do you use to practice algorithms? Oh, we've done this before, but I'll show you the best one is just to, looking them up, of course, Google or anything, but the thing that's really helped me, and it helped me learn, let me take this off screen first so you don't see my passwords, make the transition, and just helped in general was this course that I'm going to share with you on Udemy. And knowing arrays are way more important than I ever thought until I started studying these things. Way more important, and you should definitely be doing them. So let me go ahead and pull this back up. Let's go to my courses here. Code Fights is food. Yeah. And the thing with those things is like I'm trying to learn a whole bunch of stuff really fast so I can build. Code Fights I think takes up a lot of time, and I know you should be solving those things and it's awful, but I'm trying to do all these other things right now. And I did take a break and do like some algorithms, and then I also did like video, so it kind of, my React suffered. Okay, here's one, learning algorithms in JavaScript from scratch. And he also has one with learning data structures. So I'm going to put this up on screen. As you can tell, we're just waiting. Look, Udemy uses React. Let's see the course content so you can see what it's about. Now, you can't just run through the videos. You definitely can, but then go through them and try to figure them out. I put console logs everywhere, and I really formatted my console logs. So I'd be like, okay, first this is happening, then console log a new line with like a separator of a whole bunch of equal signs and stuff, and went through it slow. And I've gone through this course like twice. Also for his data algorithms, I'm on my second run, but I haven't been there for a while. I'm rolling. No, smoking code. I do not do that. I'm sorry, Nidev. I am pretty. I'm pretty chill, but not that chill. So, you know, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. Arcade beginner. Could you tell me more about that, Henry? Henry says, Henry, I only did like 2 and I'm struggling like crazy. Oh, whoa, I missed a lot of stuff. Yeah, I love traversing media too, Corey. I used this stuff for Node.js and NodeMailer just yesterday. So he's an awesome guy, to be honest. I think he's pretty amazing. So, you know, I had a lot of you guys suggest that to me, and so I've seen his videos before, but when you guys suggested it, that's when I really changed things up. So I appreciate you guys doing that for me. There's also Traversing Media. I love Traversing Media. He's great. Give me just a moment here. Let's go ahead and get back to this overview. I'm trying to read up on these comments. You're struggling like crazy, David says. Yeah, so I can feel that. So go through this course with algorithms. It'll show you what you need to know. It's 3.5 hours, but I do it over and over, and you'll get to know the methods, and then do the data structures, because that'll help you with more array, you know, like methods and stuff. So this is what I would do. David Yang. Henry says, no, we already got to need dev. Corey says, Udacity and other for-profit education companies hate Traversity because he provides great content for free. Oh yeah? Oh, I never knew that, but you know, I could see that happening. He is so good. Like, the only thing I have with him is that he his stuff is like hard to follow. I think sometimes like you have to be a developer. You can start, but it's more geared towards someone that's more in that development, and it's less structured. Of course, I mean, he's putting it up on YouTube for free, so you can't complain. But he does have paid courses, and he doesn't like put his name there. But like this, building an e-learning website with Node.js is Traversing Media. I can tell by the voice. It's definitely Traversing Media, and I've done like another Node.js course, which is Traversing. Udemy free. There are some free courses there, but it's not the best. George says, see you later, Ricky, in chat. Would stay, but and watch, but I gotta go. That's cool, George. Hey, I appreciate you coming and let us know that you're around, so I'll see you next time. Armador says, why are favicons important? Why? I mean, Armador, favicons are just like standard, you know. It's like in school, I guess, to put it, like, why do you put your name at the top, like your full name or anything like that? Sometimes, like, they know your handwriting, they know it's you, but it's that identifier. Like, if you're on the top, like, look at all these things. Yeah, we have the title, but what is your eye drawn to most when you go on to the top tabs? It's the icon. And a website without an icon looks like a broken site. I mean, if I open up just a blank page, I don't have anything, but if I have something like www.thisfakesite.com, see, broken page, this is what all those have is, oh, I got a cable 1 redirect. So, but you know, it's just standard now. Henry says some courses are, I think I missed that. His voice is very distinct. It's, you know, if we were going solely by voices and we didn't know, like, the channels, I would think, oh, this is the new Boston. It sounds very Boston. so he's the new Boston, and I've gotten that mixed up just because of the name and then his voice. Henry says the free content are a little fast, but his paid is more slowed down for a beginner. His BS4 course is amazing. I don't know what BS4 course is, but I believe it. Traversing Media is the truth. M. Inez Osmir, let me know what you want me to call you, M. What's the best free source for keeping learning other than YouTube? You know, there are a lot. Let me go ahead and put this on camera. And I just did this yesterday when I was looking. Now, I just got a new phone. It's a Moto G5 Plus. It's not the best phone by any means, but it definitely is awesome. And I just downloaded, let's see if I can pull it up here without that green one there. Let's see if we'll focus. Node.js offline, and that's a pretty good one. So it's free, and they have a bunch of them on there. Just go to the Google Play Store, and I'm pretty sure it's on Apple, but I haven't looked. So I'll do my best to show you what it looks like on here. open the app, and there we go, we're focused. I'll just show you all these different options. It's hard for me to do both, you know, show you what it looks like and navigate on camera. But look for some applications, and I was shocked. Like, they have like interview questions, they have you know, reading tutorials. I wouldn't code on there, but you know, if you're just on the train or you know, on the bus or just, you know, chilling and you want to be lazy, you can look through that and it will help you out. That's a good free resource that I found. So let's see. Anyone else in chat, help them out. Oh, and of course, like, you know, just scouring blog posts. That's another one for sure. Let's see here. Henry says Bootstrap 4. Bootstrap 4, you know, I'm kind of moving away from Bootstrap, not because, you know, it's bad or anything. It's just that I can, with Sass and like these new things like Flexbox, I can do a lot of this stuff myself, and it does pretty good. Now, of course, there's modals and stuff, but they even have like libraries just for separate modals and things like that. Corey says, NS, Udacity catalog is good, but they haven't updated since 2016. Henry says, he shows you how to make 3 projects with Bootstrap 4. Oh yeah, that would be awesome. Bootstrap 4 uses Flexbox, by the way. So David says to M and Azmir, yes, they're good. Structured methods. Corey says, nice, Henry. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, for sure, Corey. Check it out. See you, Dev. M&S says, Node.js offline noted if it's for iOS. And they have a bunch, like JS offline and stuff. Call me Mr. M. We'll do Mr. M. Not a problem. So we were looking at portfolio stuff, and you know, we can go back and forth. Not a problem. Let's actually pull this back up so we find out where we were. Emily says, or no, this is Emily's portfolio. Getting all my stuff mixed up. Yeah, I'm still on camera. Cool. Or I have the right camera angle here. Let's see. In just a moment while I fix this up. All right. Emily says, no, Emily's portfolio looks like this. Now, the hard thing is I can make it responsive, but that's going to be hard with chat, and something I should definitely look at. I mean, let's hit F12. Something crazy happens. We need to put this back to the side. F12, for those of you who don't know or who are new to this, that will pull up developer tools. It looks crazy like this for some reason, and I'm not going to figure it out right now. So you can just hit F12 to put it down. If you're on like a Mac, it's different, like Command Shift I think, or you can go the long way and just select from the tools from settings. But we're not going to do that. Very WordPressy, and for me that's bad. I don't want to be pigeonholed as a WordPress person. I don't use it enough to be like, yeah, I want to be the WordPress expert. I'm still finding my way, and I want to get really good at the core languages. And that's more exciting to me. I have done WordPress. I've done a few, and they're very difficult for me to work with. I'm sure it'd be so much easier now that I have experience both in you know, raw web development and doing a few sites in WordPress. So let's see. I do like all these, you know, these tabs. If we were doing React, it would, you know, load up right away. That's the difference between the server side and client side rendering, like we talked about. It's the initial load up front is what takes so long. That's why you'll see a lot of loaders on those React portfolios. Corey says, do you know a coupon for Andrew Mead's React course? Yeah, let's go ahead and show you. This is what I would do every time. I would just do something like Udemy, like discount or discount coupon code, and I just search that, and every single time, you know, something like this will pop up. So 95% off Udemy coupons from Groupon, which is legit. So here's the October promo. If you don't see this, don't get it full price, ever. Ever, because you'll be doing yourself a disservice. That doesn't mean that every single course is going to be on sale, but do this first, and then do your homework to see if that ever goes on sale. So it just is going to redirect us here, and gives a discount. David says, David Yang, question, Ricky, would you use a parody project of someone to show off on your portfolio? Yeah, I guess if I had to. Like if it's something I haven't done, like React, I would. But if I'm going to go to lengths to do a parody project, like, if it's not a tutorial, I'm just gonna make my own, because that takes a lot of work anyways. Might as well make your own project with that. Oh, and as you can see, here's all these free courses now up here. So take note if you're on Udemy, JavaScript Essentials, Fundamentals. For those of you who are looking for free course content, and keep in mind that the free stuff sometimes doesn't delve deep, but it's a good place to start. And then you can see that here's a discount, $200 to $12. So hopefully that answers your question, Corey. So we were talking about that server-side rendering with this portfolio. You know, everything loads up right away, but then it takes a while. You can kind of see. Emily Ridge, Nicholas Grundy, copywriter, photographer, great stuff. I mean, the layout is beautiful. I like it a lot. Not the colors that I would use, but that's completely subjective. That's personal preference. So David says, to be specific, I was going to do a parody project of the film The Room. Since the film The Disaster Artist is coming out in December, like for like is that for like video stuff? I mean, yeah, in that case, you know, I think it's easier to do something with video, where it's not going to take you as much time and you don't have to do like, you know, shot for shot. So that's a good way to get some practice in. But still, I would try to, like you said, a parody. Put your own spin on it, just like you would do with a React project. Ian Lunn, let's go ahead and look at this number 5 portfolio. You know, I haven't even seen how many of you are in chat. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Seems like we had or have a bunch of people here. Oh, Mr. M, where are you coming from, if you don't mind asking? If that doesn't make you feel comfortable, I totally get it. I just like to know where my subscribers are tuning in to, or tuning in from. Oh, looks like I have 0 subscribers. And we've been on for 0 time, so that's not true. But, oh, 7, wow. That's pretty good for me. For some people, like, you know, that's not good, but it's great having 7 people here. Mr. M says, by the way, have you ever tried Adobe XD? I have not tried Adobe XD. I want to, but, you know, I have Photoshop right now, so I have a lot of things going on. To be specific, the programs that I use on a daily basis, Photoshop, Audition, Premiere Pro, and then, you know, like coding, you know, front end, back end. So I have like way too many things. You try to spread out too much stuff. Oh, and then DSLR, like video and photography, and then like audio capturing. It's gonna be hard to become skilled, you know, fast. So like even doing all these YouTube videos, could you imagine like if I just put that all into web development? But you know, it's give and take. No, I can't do that all the time, and this I believe helps me. It helps my brain kind of grow in a different way. Mr. M says, I'm from Turkey. Cool. I haven't subbed yet, but I started to like your videos. Nice. What do I gotta do to get you to sub? Please, y'all got them subs. So, let me know. I'm glad you liked my videos. I appreciate that. FYI, once you got on XD, I will drop your PSIE After Effects in. I don't know what those acronyms or those letters mean. I'm sorry, Mr. M. John says, well, come on, quick sub, it's free. Yeah, no one has to sub. You only have to sub if you want to, if you like the content, of course, and you want to see more of it. And then if you really like it and you don't want to miss anything, you can always hit the bell icon. So, moving on. Let's see Ian's. This is, I mean, the things I see like with the WordPress. I don't know why, but I don't like this font. I think it's probably just used too much. Is this just standard like Arial? Let's take a look. So I just hit right on the mouse and then choose Inspect Element. You can do that on a Mac too. Now we're going to go into Styles and see what styles they have on them. Let's see if we can find the font. Maybe I should like try to. Let's go ahead and push this over and enlarge that. And I see your questions coming in. I'll get to them in a minute. Nope. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I enlarged the font a little bit. We're just searching through Developer tools to find out if we can find the type of font that's being used here. I can't find it. Woe is me. But I don't like that font. I think it's just probably overused. Oh, here we are. Lado. Okay, yeah. It's overused, and I don't like it. But this is 2015, so maybe at the time, maybe if it hasn't been updated, it's the same. I highly doubt that, though. View portfolio. That could be done with something like jQuery scroll, like unscroll or something else. This is amazing. Like, just these tiles I really like. I don't have this many projects, but I would like to, and put them all here. It's very easy to use, you know. Cool stuff. I wish that he kept his menu here so I could scroll. So like if I went down here and I want to get to the next thing, I just scroll right here. Testimonials. I have got to get some testimonials. I know I can, so I'll do that for sure. Testimonials are huge for websites and stuff. David Lang says, how often do you conduct these live streams, Ricky? I've been trying to do at least 2. By trying, I mean I have been doing 2 a week. I'm switching up my content to find out, you know, what works best for you guys. And for me, it seems like the live streams are a good way to engage you as an audience and find out more about what you want for my channel. And it's easy, quick content, right? So I do about 2 or 3. Where like if I'm producing 2 or 3 videos, that can take a lot longer, and sometimes it doesn't have the same effect. So 2 to 3 times, and I'm just experimenting, trying to find out when is the best day to live stream. Mr. M says, use font to find any fonts on any page. I should, huh? Instead of using this old school stuff. About Ian. See, so about is bold. Let's go back to his main page. We'll see if the fonts match up. See, the fonts don't match up. You got to try to keep your consistency here. And I've been guilty of that. I'm not saying like I'm the best, but you know, these are things to look at. But overall, I mean, very clean site. This is a huge footer. I don't like the way it's laid out, but it works for sure. You know, it's not bad, but that's personal preference. I like small footers. Articles. Watch out! I'll get my portfolio, and it's not going to be anything close to like as good as these guys. No, you know, you talk some big talk. You gotta step up. Very cool stuff. He has all these different things for hiring and stuff. He's very established. Good stuff, Ian. Okay, so David says that footer ought to be pretty minimal. That's what I think, but you know, everyone's different. I've seen like huge footers, especially like on, you know, big banking sites and stuff. They can usually have those big old footers. Pierre Nail. I think I've seen this guy before. I think it's like extremely resource intensive, this site. Let's find out. Here we are, waiting for it to load. It's kind of weird, you know. I wonder what he does. Like, is he a web developer? Because this is weird to me. It's not very intuitive. It's just kind of like it's a weird thing about I'm Pierre Nail. It's very laid out, very almost like Spotify. Oh, almost like Spotify. But I don't like this. But it's too dark. And I used to do stuff all dark, like Pluralsight, like Pluralsight, but even Pluralsight isn't this dark. Kind of scary. Kind of reminds me of like a scary video game, like Silent Hill or something like that. So, but he has a ton of work, and that's what matters. And you know, it's all laid out pretty well. So I like these on top of things with all the icons for work that you've done. And I've seen that in a few. The best one was like the tile, but yeah. And I do like how it's like a single page. I would probably have a different. Oh, look at that. Page maybe, but the single page is a really good thing for portfolio stuff. I think if you're looking for someone to hire you on all in one place, you can get it as soon as possible, so you can make your decision, you know, because you're going to be, like, if you think of like a hiring manager or something, they go through so many resumes, or like a recruiter, and so they have to make a decision quickly. And I think single page portfolio is the same for like clients, you know. It gives them the ability to set that. Look at this slider to give you months and dates, and then you take these and send it off. That's amazing. Very cool. I like this a lot. I would definitely rip off this form for sure. So There's something we found. The slider is cool. Anyone else have any questions? Let's take a look at Timmy's stuff. What got everyone into web development? That's what I want to know. I know I've talked about it. I have a video on why I became a web developer, so look that up. I won't talk about it here. But what got everyone into becoming a web developer or wanting to become one? Let me know while we look at these portfolios. Let's see here. There we go. Timmy has a very basic. Whoa, that's kind of weird. Kind of funny Easter egg. Very basic portfolio, simple, but it is clean, to the point. You know, it tells you what he does, tells you where his projects are, blog posts. Very nice call to action. Too simple for me. Oh, but I really like this. I need to get something like this. And this is, I mean, it's pretty easy. You can get a lot of plugins to give you a what am I trying to say here? To give you this result. Let's see what happens when we go full screen. Nope, still the same. Okay, let's go back. Where'd everyone go? Everyone was chatting it up. Oh, David says, who's been the most and least supportive in your journey as a web developer? Oh man, I can't really, I won't get into specifics, but that's a tough question, and I'm glad you asked it, but I won't get into specifics about that. But you can wait for my video to come out about dealing with negative people, and I kind of go into detail with that, but I don't want to do that here. Tough question. Good, tough question, though. John says, any thoughts on digital nomad? I think that's overhyped, to be honest. Is it possible? Yes. Is that something to aspire to? Maybe, you know, like, maybe not. Maybe we should focus on becoming really good at our jobs and have that be a result of that. You know, it's not like I'm going to work to be a digital nomad. I'm going to work to become great, so great that I can become a digital nomad. But for some people it might work. So I think that's just a way overhyped, because I mean, think about it. Why would they hire you as a digital nomad when they can now, like, offshore a lot of these stuff, a lot of simple things, you know, overseas? Like, a lot of people are doing that. You lose all the benefits of being in-house or having that in-contact thing when you go remote. So that's going to be one of your biggest strengths when you're a newer developer. You know, like, oh, I'm here, so you can have that communication going on. Mr. M says, I am nowhere near to call myself a web developer or designer, but I want to be one. Yeah, that's great. I realized after I got my master's degree on social and political sciences, now I want to do this, but it will take time. It does take time. It does. But more than anything, more than like getting it, or more than, you know, having the chops, as they say. Some people will be like, some people get it, some people don't. That's not true. It's really about how much you stick with it and how much you dedicate it. Because, you know, sometimes people are like picking things up way fast. I'm like, what the heck? How come I'm not picking this up so fast? But the fact that I just, you know, continually learn outside of work and continually go into work and look up new, you know, solutions helps. That's the biggest differentiator. Stand out. This is a really cool portfolio. I've seen it before. It's a one-pager. This is the most unique thing. This isn't part of the picture. It's actually two separate ones, and it's like layered, this tentacle. So I love this portfolio the most. I mean, it's kind of pastel-y for me, but I freaking love it. This person is on point with their stuff. Here's that, you know, here's those clients that they've had, and then they have them laid out in tiles. It's really good. I wish I knew my color theory as well as this person does. What's her name? Let's go ahead and find her name. I'm me, about me. I don't think it says so, but it's called Standout. One-page app. I like that. On scroll. Again, I wish that these it was a static footer. I know that can be hard though to make it work right. But dang, they do fonts too. Amazing. I'm sure that took a long time to get to that level. Ben Adams says, no. Let's look at Ben Adams' portfolio. He doesn't say anything. Hello, my name is Ben. I'm a designer, front-end developer living in Tempe, Arizona. Arizona is where it's at, it seems like, for all this UX stuff. It's really exploding. My friend works down there as like a kind of like a manager and stuff. So he tells me all about it because it's all about React down there. So he tells you his about. It's nice, short, but it gives you enough stuff. I don't like how this subtitle is smaller than the actual text, but that's me personally. You know, I also think that the colors there's not enough contrast. So like, you know, if you're an older individual, you're gonna have a hard time seeing that. Sometimes I mean I have a hard time seeing that, and I'm not that old. I know some of you think that I'm like in my 50s, but it's not true. So yeah, I would definitely take a look at that. I think we've done a lot of reviewing of different portfolios, and none of these are in React, but you could definitely take these in React with JSX and stuff, and all the modules they have. Like, I'm sure they have like a scroll module and stuff like that. So, yeah, does anyone have any other questions? If not, I think we'll start to wind this down. I'm gonna go ahead and get into YouTube, see how many people are still here. It's been kind of a long live stream. I think it's been over 30 minutes, but I haven't been paying attention. We've just been chatting it up. Not that one. Let me take this off screen actually so you guys don't have to see all my stuff. 47 subscribers. Thanks whoever subscribed right away. I appreciate that. Oh, we got another question here. Mr. M says, well, I subbed. You deserve more views. Thanks. Hey, you know, sometimes, you know, that's kind of a funny word when it comes to like life and business and YouTube. Deserve, you know, what we think deserves more views, you know, as people who consume this content, isn't necessarily what YouTube thinks you deserve, and that's totally valid. You know, they're trying to make sure people watch their stuff as much as possible, and with something like web development, like front-end web development, that's highly specific, it's going to be harder to relate. But thanks, I appreciate that. David says, I'll catch you later, Ricky. Keep up the good work. You keep up the good work, David. Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate it. You know, these things are kind of like my pep talks. They get me pumped for the weekend to keep on coding after, you know, doing it for so long at work. Yeah, 5 here watching. Cool. I'm glad you guys are all here. All right, well, I will give you 5 minutes. It's almost been an hour to go ahead and get your questions in, and then from there we will call it a day, and I'll be studying Andrew Mead's course on React, trying to finish that up, and then actually get into my project again with Udacity, and try my hardest to finish that up, you know what I mean? So, David says, oh, well, we already read that, David. All right. Let me go ahead and show you Andrew Mead's course for those of you who are interested, and then we'll wrap it up. Any day now. Okay. So here is Andrew Mead's course, right here, this purple one, the Complete React Web Developer Guide, or the Complete React Web Developer course. And I don't even know how far I am, because I've just been doing the courses without looking at them. I still have like 81 modules. I don't think I'm going to go through all of them before I get started on this, because a lot of it is like hosting on Firebase and stuff. But I might. I mean, it just depends on how far I can get today. I have my whole weekend is open. Well, minus, you know, a few minor house chores, but other than that, it's totally open. So deploying apps, testing the application, you know, most of the stuff, setting stuff up. So yeah, that's what I got going on. All right, everybody, thanks for coming, hanging out. I appreciate it. And if you're watching this later and you still have questions, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you next time. Keep on learning.